Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to break down how to build an AI voice solution for the healthcare niche. As you know, AI voice technology is making a big impact across different industries, especially for businesses that have to handle a high volume of phone calls every day. And one of the best use cases for this is healthcare, where providers have to spend countless hours on calls for scheduling, insurance verification, and patient intake. This makes it a great industry for AI automation. In this video, I'll walk you through how we can build an AI voice solution that basically automates patient intake for healthcare providers. We'll go over a breakdown of how it works in real-world use case. I'll explain how this solution helps businesses save time and resources. Then I'll break down the features we include in the system and, of course, step by step, how to build it using Vapi. Vapi is a great tool for this because it provides AI voice infrastructure with all the utilities needed to build AI voice agents, while at the same time it's very flexible. Even its name, Vapi, stands for Voice API, and it was originally built for developers, meaning you can build all the business logic separately and connect it to Vapi however you want. And for the healthcare industry where compliance is critical, Vapi makes it really easy to maintain the necessary regulations while fully automating the intake process. That's why it's an ideal choice for building this type of AI solution. So let's talk about what we are actually building. At a high level, this is a system that answers calls, understands natural speech, and guides patients through the first steps of their appointment process, all without needing a human receptionist. This solution will be integrated with scheduling system or EHRs and ensure compliance with regulations like HIPAA. Okay, let's look at why this solution makes sense for healthcare businesses. A typical clinic or healthcare provider handles hundreds or thousands of calls every week. Right now, staff members spend hours verifying insurance, asking screening questions, booking appointments, and managing paperwork. It's repetitive, time-consuming, and expensive. With an AI voice system in place, that first layer of communication can be fully automated. The AI can handle patient intake, collect key details, and update records in real time, freeing up human staff to focus on other tasks. Alright, now let's break down the numbers. These are surely very rough calculations, but it should give you an idea why it makes sense. So, in a traditional setup, a healthcare provider spends from $4 to $5 per intake call on labor costs. Multiply that by thousands of calls per month, and that adds up to $500,000 per year just on administrative overhead. If even half of those calls are automated, businesses could save from $200,000 to $300,000 annually. Let's say a healthcare provider invests $14,000 as a setup fee for the solution and then $3,000 per month as a retainer to maintain it and cover all the ongoing costs. That would be a $50,000 investment to save $200,000. It's usually a no-brainer, and that's why almost everyone is planning to use and implement AI agents one way or another. Okay, now let's go through the features this system includes. First, automated call filtering and routing. So the AI answers calls, determines what the patient needs, whether it is a new appointment or an insurance help or something else, and then routes them accordingly. If the request is urgent or too complex, it smoothly transfers the call to a human staff member. Next, secure data collection and integration. So the system should be integrated with scheduling system, with EHRs, automatically updating records, and of course, HIPAA compliance should be built in to keep the patient data secure. A real-time insurance verification. So patients should be able to provide their details over the phone, and then AI checks their eligibility within seconds because it is integrated with the business's system, so it can dynamically pull the data from the database, significantly reducing back and forth with staff. Next, of course, appointment booking and updates. So the system should be synced with all the calendars in use. It should be able to check the availability, book appointments, and then also handle cancellations or rescheduling. Next, analytics and dashboard. Obviously, businesses need a dashboard with all the insights on call volumes, average handling time, resolution rate, and so on and so forth. And this helps identify bottlenecks and areas where human support might still be needed. And lastly, ongoing support and optimization. Obviously, when you deal with larger companies, when compliance is critical, when you have to deal with sensitive data, you have to monitor the system and ensure it runs smoothly. Also, we have to optimize, improve it, and update the whole solution when the new technology emerges. All right, now let's get into the actual build. I'm gonna share my screen and I'll show you everything step by step. So let's dive in. So this is our Vapi dashboard. Vapi is very user-friendly. Even if you are not a developer, you can still build a basic, let's say, customer support AI voice agent just by providing it with your prompt and knowledge base. There are some pre-configured features, which is very handy. But also, if you are a developer and if you want to build a more complex solution like the one we discussed today, then you can also build all the custom logic outside and then connect it with Vapi using API connection. Okay, let's go to platform, then assistants, and we are going to create a new assistant. Let's name it Scarlett. You can select blank template, or let's use appointment setter for this one. Rename it Scarlett and click create assistant. Okay, so this is our assistant. Let me quickly explain you how it works. So one of the greatest things about Vapi is that they provide a pay-as-you-go pricing model, and it is broken down in little details here. So in this setup, we would pay around 9 cents per minute of AI conversation. And this cost of 9 cents includes Vapi fixed cost. Then we have speech to text provider, then LLM processing. In this case, it is GPT 3.5 Turbo. And then we have text to speech. Very transparent. If we change the model here to GPT 4.0, you'll see that the pricing has changed a little bit. Now we pay more for the LLM processing. So you can be flexible, and depending on your use case, on how complex the solution should be, you can change the providers here. All right, so here we provide the first message. Let's say, hello, this is Mary from Mary's Dental. How can I assist you? Let's change it to, hello, this is Scarlett, and I have my sample prompt and knowledge base prepared. So the name of our dummy clinic will be Wellspring Family Clinic. How can I assist you today? All right, let's keep it like that. Then I'm gonna copy my prompt and paste it here. My prompt is essentially the role for the assistant: act as a medical AI, an advanced AI voice agent designed to assist healthcare providers by managing patient calls efficiently. You specialize in call filtering, appointment scheduling, insurance verification, and secure data handling. Then its primary task and goal, the steps and features, everything we basically discussed before this tutorial, some specifics, and notes, then restrictions. And that's pretty much it. For notes, I added, like, if a caller wants to book an appointment, make sure to collect their first name, last name, date and time for the appointment, and appointment time. Ask for these data points in separate phrases. Allow them to reply to each question one by one. So we are going to need it for our API integration with our calendar. We want to collect these data points, these variables, and then pass them through API to make.com or to your custom servers. Doesn't matter. In our case, we are going to use make.com, and I'll show you this in a moment. Okay, here we can also change the provider. I'm going to stick with OpenAI. First of all, because we're going to use custom tools or functions, and not all LLM providers support these tools, but OpenAI does for sure. So we will use OpenAI. We'll stick to GPT-4o cluster knowledge base. So here you can add your knowledge base, which will contain some basic information about your business. And I like how they structured this thing, that you don't upload knowledge base every time for every agent you build. And the same when it comes to tools, you don't create a new tool every time you build a new agent. You have separate tabs, so you can go to files, you can upload your file. I have already uploaded mine, and then you have all these files available for any agent you build, and you can just select it from this drop-down list and attach it kind of to this assistant. Then we have temperature. temperature determines how creative the assistant might be in its answers. I like to stick with default settings. They work pretty well for me. And of course, when it comes to AI voice agent, you want to keep it to keep the script as straightforward as possible and avoid any errors. So we want to make it as predictable as possible, right? So we don't want to have high temperature because then AI can go different directions which we cannot predict. So let's keep it as it is. The next tab is transcriber. Here you can change the provider. Again, I like to stick with DeepGram, the default one. It works well. Then we have voice. I like 11 Labs, so let's switch to 11 Labs. And here you can select the voice you like. Let's just search for Scarlett. Maybe they have something like that. No, what do they have? Scarlett. Okay, let's do Kaylee, kind and relatable. You can also add voice ID manually. So if you have an account with 11 Labs, you can basically connect it here. There is also some additional configuration. You can configure additional settings for your voice assistant. You can enable a background sound like Office, and that way you can make it a bit more natural. I'm not going to go through all of them. As I said, I like to keep them default. But yeah, you can enable like filler words, so the model will generate output for the voice provider already with the filler words like yeah, something like that. So you can play with it as you wish. Then we have functions. This is an important one. So we are going to create tools, and then we could select these tools here. There are some predefined functions like forwarding phone number. So you can add your phone number here, and whenever your assistant needs to forward the call to a human staff agent, it will use this number. And then there are advanced settings. So we discussed HIPAA compliance today. HIPAA compliance is enforced at the organization level and overrides individual settings. So we can enable it for our use case today. There are some additional settings. Again, self-explanatory. You can go through them. You can play with them as you wish. The only thing I could pay attention to is server URL. So you can add your endpoint URL, like webhook URL, for your assistant to communicate with. And then end call message. Thank you for contacting. Let's again change it to our clinic, which is Wellspring Family Clinic. Thank you for contacting Wellspring Family Clinic. Have a great day. Voicemail message, you can also change that. And that's pretty much it here. Let's publish. All right. The last step here is analysis, very useful as well. So you can actually prompt the AI how to extract summary, what exactly you need, success evaluation. So you can also iterate and try different prompting until you get the right output for your analytics. All right, for now, let's go back to our model. I think we should test it out quickly because this is the basic AI voice agent that you can create without any developing skills, without any coding skills. The only thing you need is to buy a phone number and attach it, and then you can call that phone number and it will work. By the way, you can go to phone numbers, you can buy a number if you are based in US or Canada. If you are not based in the US or Canada, you can integrate your phone number using Twilio or Vonage. Also quite self-explanatory. Once you have your phone number, go back to your assistant and you can call it, but you can also test it directly from here. So let's click Talk with Assistant.
Hello, this is Scarlett from Wellspring Family Clinic. How can I assist you today?
Hi, so can you tell me when the clinic is open? What are your opening hours?
Hello, thank you for calling Wellspring Family Clinic. Our operating hours are as follows: 8 a.m., 6 p.m., 9 a.m., 1 p.m. Closed, but our emergency line is operational if you need urgent assistance. Is there anything else I can help you with?
Yeah, so I did not understand. You provided two different operational hours. Did you mean that some apply to work days and other to weekends?
I apologize for the confusion. Our clinic hours are as follows. Monday through Friday, we are open from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. On Saturdays, we operate from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. We are closed on Sundays and holidays, but our emergency line is available if you require urgent assistance. Is there anything else I can help you with today?
No, that's all. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. If you have any more questions or need assistance in the future, please don't hesitate to reach out. Have a great day.
Thank you. All right, so I didn't really like the filler words here, so I'm gonna go to voice and I'm gonna disable this one. And also I didn't like the background sound, so I'm gonna turn this off. Let's click publish. Overall, as you noticed, at the first try, it provided the opening hours without specifying the days. So you need to iterate and play with your prompt. Prompt engineering is a big deal for AI voice agents, and this is where we spend a lot of time. But this video is not about prompting. I just want to show you the concepts, how it works, and how we can build it. All right, now that we have our basic customer support AI voice agent, what makes it really valuable is all the custom integrations that you can build with internal systems that business uses. And for that, we need to use functions. So we need to create tools separately, and then we would go to our assistant and add them as a tools here. Let's create one, and I'm going to explain how it works step by step. So just click new tool, and here you can select custom tool, or there are some pre-configured integrations with make.com, with Go High Level. Let's use custom tool today. So we're going to create a custom function and connect it to make.com in our case, but if you have your code hosted on your server, so you can connect it to any backend that you need. With make.com, we would also just place our webhook URL. By the way, in make.com, you have some predefined Vapi modules. So if you go to create a new module and then search for Vapi, show more. So you can watch function call requests. You can create an outbound phone call, which is very useful. Respond to a function call. So feel free, especially if you are a beginner, to use these predefined Vapi modules. But today we're gonna use just a custom tool. So let's create custom tool. Yeah, I have my make.com scenario already prepared. This is for appointment booking. I'm going to attach this scenario into my resource hub in school. So in the video description, you can go to my school community, then navigate to YouTube resources tab, find this video, and then you can download this scenario. Then when you go to make.com, just click 3 dots and then import blueprint, and you'll get access to my scenario here. The first, and I'm gonna go through it step by step. So the first module here is your webhook, just custom webhook, and you need to copy this webhook which you create and paste it here as a server URL. You can also use some server URL secret token, but in our case, we're gonna skip it. Let's click save and then next. All right. Now we need to come up with our variables. So property name, and then describe the property, its purpose, its use, etc. Variables are the things that we are going to pass to our server via API. So for example, for appointment booking, we need to collect some data points like customer first name, customer last name, date and time for the appointment, and ideally the type of the appointment, the type of the procedure. So let's create all these variables here. First name, describe the property. When you describe it, you actually tell the AI what this variable is about. So when you type here, you're actually communicating with your AI. All right. So let's just say callers first name. Let's select first name. Now we want to add one more. Let's call it last name. Callers last name. Save. Let's select last name. Then we want to add one more. Let's call it property name. Would be date. Date for the appointment. Save. Now let's add one more. Time. Time for the appointment. All right, and one more. Let's call it procedure type. What the appointment is for. Save, and let's select procedure type. All right, now it seems good. Let's click next. What is this tool for? So again, it is important to describe it properly, because then AI will determine based on your description when it should call this tool, when it should send the request to your server. Let's call it just booking and description. So this tool is used for booking appointments. Call this tool when a user wants to book an appointment. You need to collect their name and date and time provided by user only, so that it doesn't come up with any dates or time slots. All right, let's click next. Here you can add start message, so message to show when the tool starts running. Let's say something like, allow me some time to check the available slots. Then delayed response message. I'm still checking on our availability. All right, let's click create. So we just created a new tool called booking, right? Here you can see all the details about this tool, and you can add more properties, more variables. You can basically play with the settings. You can change the server URL that you used. In my case, it's all good. Now let's go back to our assistants, select our Scarlett assistant, go to functions, and here we can select the tool that we just created. Just select booking, click publish, and now it should be connected to my server here. So let's try run once, wait for new data, and see if it calls the tool when we ask our assistant to book an appointment.
Hello, this is Scarlett from Wellspring Family Clinic. How can I assist you today?
Can I book an appointment, please?
Of course, I can help with that. May I have your first name, please?
My name is Bogdan.
Thank you, Bogdan. May I have your last name, please?
My last name is Sar.
Thank you, Bogdan Sar. What date and time would you like to schedule your appointment?
15th of March, 2025, 3 p.m.
Thank you. Could you let me know the reason or type of appointment you'd like to book? For example, is it a routine checkup, follow-up?
A general checkup.
Allow me some time to check the available slots. Your appointment for a general checkup has been booked on March 15th, 2025 at 3 p.m.
Okay, thank you.
If you need...
So as we can see, it initiated the scenario here. So it sent the request properly. If you go to webhook details here and go to output message, we can see what variables have been passed to our server. So if you go to function arguments, here we can see Bogdan as my first name, Sar as my last name, procedure type general checkup, time 3 p.m. and date 15th of March 2025. So now I'm gonna break down the whole scenario here in make.com, and we're gonna test it again, because our goal is not to just book an appointment when a user says clearly which date. When they say let's book it for tomorrow for 3 p.m. The AI should be smart enough to identify what tomorrow is, which day. It should be able to check the availability first, and if it is booked already, if there is no time slots available, then it should go back to the user and say, well, there is no time slots available for this day and time, but you can book it for and suggest alternative time slots. So how to achieve that? First of all, we receive the data from Vapi with our variables. Then we have our ChatGPT module. Here, all you need to do is to establish connection with your OpenAI account. So all you need to do is create an API key. So go to platform openai.com, then navigate to dashboard, and then go to API keys, create a new secret key, give it a name, create a key, and then paste it back in make.com. And then all this prompt here, it will appear automatically according to what I configured here. So basically the task for ChatGPT here is to convert the time format properly. So basically my prompt here is that we have asked the user when they would like to book an appointment. You will be provided with the current date and their response. You must output the date and time they would like to book the meeting in date, time format. Only output the date, time in ISO format. So I provide the proper output format for the time and date. And then another message here is role user. And we just want to provide it with the current date. So this is the current date and time. This is a default make.com formula here. And then this is when the user would like to book an appointment. And here we use the variables that we just passed from Vapi. So you just click, you will see that all these variables appeared. Go to tools, calls, then function, then arguments, and select date and time. That's it. So this is how you configure this first module. The next one is to get free and busy information from Google Calendar. So again, the integration is very straightforward. If you can't do it, just go to online help from make.com and it will be broken down step by step. Once you connected your calendar, then all we need to do here is to paste the output from our previous module from ChatGPT. Just click here and you will be able to use this result variable. Okay, so it will be in a proper format for Google Calendar. And then again, we just want to add 45 minutes. This is again a standard formula by make.com. So we are adding 45 minutes to the desired or preferred time provided by the customer, because I assume here that a standard procedure would take 45 minutes. So we want to get a free slot which would last for at least 45 minutes. By the way, a quick tip here, you want to align your time zone everywhere. So if you use in your prompt for ChatGPT here, time zone for Central European time, let me quickly show you. So here I said only output in Central European time. Then also go to make.com settings, and then you can navigate to time zones and make sure that you have your time zone aligned in your calendar, in your prompting, and in your make.com settings. And then once we got free and busy information from Google Calendar, we have two possible routes to take. The first one is labeled as available. So here, if like busy slots don't exist, meaning that all the slots that are requested are available, then it will go this route and it will create a new event. So again, just establish your connection with Google Calendar. We can provide event name. You can make it static, like whatever you want, or you can use the variables that were provided from Vapi. So I showed you already how to use it. Just go to tool calls, then function, and then arguments. And here you can, for example, select procedure type and maybe first name and last name to know the name of the customer. And then we have start date. Again, just go to the results, the output from ChatGPT module, and select the either result, or you can go to choices and then message and then content. It will be the same. That's it. Also description. So this will appear in your Google Calendar event description. So I just said new Vapi booking created for, and again used the variables for the first name and last name of the user. Click save, and then webhook response. So this is the form in which you should send the result back to Vapi. In order to get this format, I just went to API documentation, so docs.vapi.ai. Then you search for tools calling, go to tools calling. Here I just scrolled down, and here server response format, providing results and context. I just copied this format and I replaced tool call ID and result. So for tool call ID, you just go to the output from the first webhook module. And here, if you go to tool call list, you'll see this ID. So this is the ID of your tool that you created in Vapi. And then result, your appointment has been booked. Pretty simple. Click save. Now it should work. So let's try and do it again. Let's book it for tomorrow. So today we have Saturday, February 1st. Let's go back to Vapi, click talk with assistant, and let's book an appointment.
Hello, this is Scarlett from Wellspring Family Clinic. How can I assist you today?
Hi, I would like to book an appointment.
Of course, I'd be happy to help you book an appointment. Can I have your first name, please?
Yes, my first name is Johnny.
Thank you, Johnny. Can I have your last name, please?
Yes, my last name is Depp.
Thank you, Johnny Depp. What is the reason for the appointment?
Just a general checkup.
Thank you, Johnny. Now, can you tell me your preferred date for the appointment? If you prefer tomorrow or another specific date, please let me know.
Yeah, let's do it tomorrow. Tomorrow at 3 p.m.
Allow me some time to check the available time slots. Your appointment has been successfully booked for tomorrow at 3 p.m. for a general checkup. Is there
Okay, so it went successfully through our available route here. Now let's go to my calendar and see if it is booked. And yeah, so today is Saturday. Tomorrow we have 3 p.m. general checkup, Johnny Depp, a new Vapi booking created for Johnny Depp. This is how it works. Now I'm gonna call it again and I'll ask it to book it again for tomorrow for 3 p.m. And ideally, it should get back to me saying that we don't have available time slots for that time, and it will suggest some alternatives. So let's try and do it again. Talk with the assistant.
Hello, this is Scarlett from Wellspring Family Clinic. How can I assist you today?
Hi, I would like to book an appointment.
Of course, I'd be happy to assist you with booking an appointment. First, may I have your first name, please?
Yes, my first name is Bogdan.
Thank you, Bogan. Could you please provide your last name?
Yeah, my last name is Saranchuk.
Thank you, Bogan Saranchuk. When would you like to schedule your appointment? Please provide a preferred date.
Tomorrow, please, at 3 p.m.
Great. To confirm, you would like to book an appointment for tomorrow at 3 p.m. Could you please let me know the type of appointment this is for? E.g.,
It's a general checkup.
allow me some time to check the available time slots. It appears that 3 p.m. is already booked. However, we have availability at 2 p.m. or 4 p.m. tomorrow. Please let me know which one works best for you.
Yeah, let's do it for 2 p.m.
Allow me some time to check the available time slots. Thank you, Bogan. Your appointment has been successfully scheduled for tomorrow at 2 p.m. for a general checkup.
Thank you. All right, so as you see, it went through the fallback route here, and it suggested 2 alternative times. It identified that my appointment could not be scheduled for 3 p.m. because it was already booked. So let's quickly break down how it is set up here, how this second route is configured. First of all, we have tools. This is just to set a variable. So we create a day variable, and this is again a default make.com formula where we use the result from the first ChatGPT module, and we get our day as a variable. Then we have Google Calendar again to get all the time slots from that date. So let's say we said tomorrow we have the 2nd of February, so it would take from the 0000, like let's actually go to, so this is in Polish and don't pay attention to that, but minimum time here is the 2nd of February midnight and maximum time is the 3rd of February midnight. So it takes 24 hours during the day that I requested for, and then it provides me with all the busy time slots for that day. So for tomorrow, I had only one busy time slot from 3 p.m. to 3:45 p.m. So this is what this does. Then we have a ChatGPT module to find available slots. So essentially, we prompt it to let me quickly show you the message I used here. So we tell ChatGPT that your role is to only output the close alternative times that the user can book in for. Do not output any notes, blah, 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 and use JSON format. So here we say that all the times in the day that are not available, and that would be the output from here, right? So this is not available, and we tell it use this output from the previous Google Calendar module, and it is not available time slots. So we say here are all the times in the day that are not available. You must not recommend any times within these booked slots. Then we say here's the time they tried to book in for, and we use the result from our first ChatGPT module. And then we ask it to recommend times that are close to the initial booking time. We provide the current time. So again, standard formula by Mac.com. And we ask it to recommend 2 times that will be available for booking and output it in JSON format. Then we paste it to the next ChatGPT module just to break it down in 2 steps to make it perform better. And here we just provide the output of 2 suggested times in JSON format, and we ask it to convey the available time slots to the user in a clear and friendly manner. So we just provide the recommendation, which is the output from our previous ChatGPT module, and we provide an example of how to communicate this to our caller. And then we go to our webhook response, and here we use the same structure taken from API documentation by Vapi. We used that structure. Again, we used the tool ID, and we used the final result that was provided by this ChatGPT module. So that's pretty much it. As I said, this will be provided in the Resource Hub. Even though it works, there are a lot of errors. It is not optimized. Obviously, if we had to do it for a real world use case, there are much more things to take into consideration. It would be much complex, and usually we don't even use make.com. We custom code everything and we keep it on our servers, and then we use custom tools to integrate it via API. But to demonstrate how it works, I think this is enough. And the idea is basically the same with all the features we discussed. So let's say we've got our call filtering and routing. So in this case, we might even use only AI assistant that has all the knowledge base for different needs, for different patients. And then we would set up one condition to forward the calls to human staff members. And then we have pre-configured call forwarding feature within Vapi. But sometimes you need to forward the call to different numbers depending on different departments. And then you have to custom build the whole logic of that outside and then just connect it via API using custom tools from Vapi. If you want to integrate it with scheduling software, EHR systems, if you want to pull some data from database, for example, regarding insurance verification, etc., all of that will be done in the same way. So we create a custom tool and then we communicate with our server, and all the custom logic would be built on that server. So obviously I'm not able to demonstrate how to build all these integrations within one video. So the goal is to provide you with the concept, to show you the logic that it's all about API communication between your server and Vapi. Vapi is the voice infrastructure provider. So you have all these text-to-speech providers, speech-to-text. You have some pre-configured features, and you have a lot of flexibility to build on top of that, right? But to actually build all these integrations, it would take a lot of time, many in-depth videos. So I couldn't do it now. It usually takes us several weeks to build a solution like that, so it's impossible. However, we are preparing a huge module within our paid educational program where we break down a real-life complex solution. It is an AI voice solution, and there we actually break it down into several videos, and we show you step by step how to build a real-life complex solution. That AI voice module will be launched within our community on the 15th of February, so you can still sign up, submit the form on our website. The URL is aif.academy. It will be attached in the video description. Just submit the form and I'll personally get back to you with all the details. But for now, I think that's it. I hope this was useful. Let me know in the comments if you want me to prepare similar videos, and I will do that. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you soon in the next one. Bye bye.